People often say that depressed people are just lazy or unmotivated. While many things contribute to depression, and it's possible to be both depressed and lazy or unmotivated at times, it is not true that being depressed makes you a procrastinator or a couch potato. The truth is that depression affects people in many different ways. There are some common symptoms of depression, but everyone experiences depression differently. In fact, it's almost impossible for one person to tell whether another person is depressed. They might have another condition. Here are 8 signs that can help you tell if you're not just lazy, but actually struggling with depression. 1. Realizing you can't motivate yourself. Motivation is definitely a fickle thing. Some days you wake up and feel ready to tackle your goals with enthusiasm. Other days you can barely drag yourself out of bed. If you consistently find that you're struggling to start something new and are always reaching for an excuse not to do it, it may be time to reconsider whether your energy levels are low because of laziness or depression. There are differences between these two mental states, so if you think there's a chance that depression could be at play in your case, talk to a therapist about treatment options. Just know that as soon as someone starts talking about headspace and asks if you sleep okay at night, that might not be laziness talking after all. 2. A lack of motivation affects all aspects of your life. At work, you do just enough to get by. At home, you have no interest in cleaning up or taking care of yourself, and when it comes to your appearance, you don't even bother getting dressed. Feeling depressed can affect your sleep patterns as well. Most people with depression experience sleep disturbances, either difficulty falling asleep or waking up throughout the night. All of these symptoms make it harder for you to leave your house and face the world. It might seem like laziness, but those symptoms are caused by depression, and sometimes it's hard to tell which is really at play. 3. A physical illness is worsening your depression. Chronic illness can make it difficult to hold down a job. Depression is also likely to cause you to slack off on your work. The two disorders are often exacerbated by each other, and both require medical attention. If you have any chronic health issues that are either recently diagnosed or worsening, consult with your doctor immediately. Make sure you have a complete understanding of your medications, especially if they're new, and how they might interact with other drugs or activities you engage in on a regular basis. Don't be afraid to ask questions about potential side effects. 4. Something happened recently that worsened your symptoms. This isn't a requirement to have depression. For some people, nothing at all has changed, and they still struggle with their symptoms. For others, though, there is always something that seems to intensify depressive symptoms, and we often blame ourselves for not having enough motivation or drive to pull ourselves out of it. Maybe you lost your job, divorced your spouse, or had a falling out with a close friend. Whatever happened was likely not under your control and can make you feel like you want to give up on life in general because things just keep going wrong. The good news is that recognizing that you aren't lazy helps combat self-blame, which will help get you through difficult times more easily. 5. Life feels pointless. Feeling pointless and believing that life has no point or value is a symptom of depression. It can lead to many other mental health issues, including low self-esteem and thoughts of suicide. Lack of energy. If you have persistent lack of energy, you may be suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome or depression. Depression can make it difficult to stay focused on any one thing for long periods of time as well. Loss of interest in activities. If you find yourself not doing things you once enjoyed because they feel like too much effort, even though they aren't physically demanding, for example like folding laundry, it could be a sign that you are suffering from depression. 6. Your depression is affecting your health in other ways. Poor health is one of many signs you may be suffering from depression. It's also possible that your depression is affecting other areas of your life, including relationships with family and friends. If your loved ones are noticing changes in your behavior or mood, even subtle shifts in how you act and what you talk about, it could be a sign that something is wrong. If you think it might be depression, don't just ignore it. Depression affects millions of people every year, and for some people it can get so severe that suicide seems like an option. Talking to someone about how you feel can help lift some of those feelings off your shoulders and bring them to light where they can be dealt with properly. 7. Having low self-esteem as a result of being depressed. Low self-esteem is one of many symptoms associated with depression. If you have low self-esteem and a poor self-image, it can be difficult to get up and go to work. Additionally, If you have little to no motivation due to depression, it might seem too challenging to put in a full day's work at your job, leaving you feeling more depressed and unmotivated overall. To regain your self-confidence and start enjoying life again, it might be helpful to consider getting help for your depression. 8. When nothing seems fun anymore. This symptom of depression is what many people mistake for laziness. When we're depressed, even simple pleasures like seeing a friend or going out to eat seem difficult and taxing. Feeling unmotivated or lethargic is a classic sign of depression, and it's one that you shouldn't ignore. If you feel like your normal routines are causing more stress than usual and you don't want to be around people you enjoy being with, talk to your doctor about feeling depressed versus lazy. Depression is a serious illness. Many people dismiss it as just being lazy or too needy. Those who suffer from depression know how debilitating it can be. People who don't experience depression can have trouble understanding why someone would give up or miss out on opportunities. However, those who are living with depression know better than anyone else that it's not something they want to live with, but they feel powerless to change their situation. It's important to acknowledge that someone suffering from depression isn't choosing not to live a full life. Rather, they may not have any other choice because their brain chemistry has become so altered that basic functioning becomes challenging and exhausting on a daily basis. If you think you might be depressed, talk to your doctor or mental health professional right away and seek out help. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Don't forget to stay curious and keep exploring. Thanks for watching.